and Alchemy Network. You will be amazed by all the things we have to offer you. Our creator and host with the most is the Food Alchemist. Your favorite food alchemist will bring you treats for the mind, for the body, and the soul. You'll reach places deep within inside yourself that you didn't know was there, that were covered with webs and stuff. You'll open up and you'll blossom to a lovely flower with
I'm
all
on
the
here. Did you open the chat
information
room?
that you will find.
Because
I
I don't
want
see
you to go
nobody
to
in the
the
room
website
either. I don't see no callers. Not even my phone number. You see my number on there?
For information of healing the body with the food and the elements of healing the body, mind, body, spirit, and soul, the elements of using herbs, oils, and essence of the energy of the guiding earth that heals you within yourself. She helps you tap in like no other mother will. So if you have questions, you want a consultation, pick up the phone, call 480-253-9407 or run to the website and tap in
Y'all see me.
That is the Food Alchemist. That is who you want to tap in. ChefStudyFoodAlchemist.com is brought to you today by the Food Alchemy Network.
Hi, this is Dorothy Doctor.
To amazing, help, assist you, guide you, and show
Good afternoon, Miss Food Alchemist.
We have a wonderful.
Uh-oh. Where are you?
I'm in Tempe right now.
Hold on. I gotta find somebody. Okay. Alrighty. Hi. I got three things going. I got the radio going, and now I got you going. Okay.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, girl. Just keep doing your thing. You're doing wonderful.
Okay.
So
My computer's going all kind of crazy. What did you do? Oh.
So is it just me and you?
No, my daughter said she put me on mute. I have to have two hands for this thing.
I like this little
Hold on for 1 second because I can't hear you. The commercial's about. Okay. Unmute me. Hello, everyone. This is your favorite food alchemist. I am Chef Ceci. I want to welcome you to this show. We're going to talk about wheat and all the things that you can do. Now, this was approached, and I decided to do a show because a cousin of mine had found out about wheat actually making your stomach grow bigger and wanted to know what else we could do. So I thought, why not do a show that would be cumbersome to everybody and for them to understand about if you have a wheat allergy, what it can do. It can make your stomach swell. It can cause malnutrition. It can actually really mess up your body. And mean malnutrition is that the wheat actually makes your body starve. So I wanted to educate you on some things that you could do and other things that they have, like irritable bowel syndrome, they have celiac disease, you have all this stuff going on. But I wanted to say a shout out to Dorothy Doctor. Hello, how are you?
I'm great.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
Oh, no, you could put me on the spot. It's wonderful.
Okay.
I love you.
So, everybody, that's Dorothy Doctor. She has her own show. So tell them about your show and where they can find your show at.
Well, what's going to be happening is that I'm going to be on the Life Coach Radio Network, and actually there's going to be a lot of African American people on there, which I'm very proud of. But it's also international. So my first two shows are going to be Tuesdays, which is on March the 17th and March the 31st. And one of them, I think the first one is at 11 a.m., which is Mountain Standard Time, but it's really going to be aired in Eastern Standard Time. And the one that's on the 30th, that's going to be.
Uh-oh. We got a freeze moment. I don't know why, but we'll get it back.
Savings time just closed yesterday. Is that right?
Awesome. Yeah, they did do, what is it? Yes.
Yeah, so
that's I see a little person in the back.
This is my daughter, and then Hermit is in the car, and then my daughter Vanessa's in the car, and then Fidel's in the car, so we're all in your broadcast.
Okay, hey.
We're moving, but we're in your broadcast, Food Alchemist. You got 5 people in your broadcast.
I don't know. See, I have people on this site, and my daughter's doing the radio. So we got different people from different places. So I decided to do another different cast, like I usually do stream, but this is something different. So like I said, there's going to be a lot of little bloops, but y'all going to forgive me. Once I get this worked out, we're going to be wonderful. Right, ladies and gentlemen? You're going to understand that I'm learning to make this system work.
I want to ask you something. I want to ask you, when you were talking about the wheat, were you talking about food allergies?
Yes. Some people have.
I've been having food allergies, and that I try to eat like a plant-based diet, but I also eat from like other kitchens, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to eat at a 5-star restaurant or something like that. And some of the food is breaking me out, but I'm also eating a lot of sushi also. So I wonder, what can I do to eliminate so I can continue to love myself so that I don't have hives or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm starting to learn what the milk elimination is, the wheat, the soy, and like what those things are. So I need to familiarize myself with that. But I don't want to be hurt by the food that I eat. So I want to hear about the wheat one you said.
Right. Well, the wheat, basically, you got your buckwheat. You got your, also wheat is actually in cheese. People didn't know. Wheat is also in prepackaged foods like Bisquick, like, what is those all processed? Those rice packages. When they get them in the container, they actually says this contains wheat, even when we go out to the restaurants and they're making some stuff, but they receive processed food as well for different things. Now, when you go to a high-end 5-star restaurant,
they say it is. They say it is.
They're like, you can even get wheat in soy sauce.
Yeah, in soy sauce. My doctor talked about that, and I think I might be allergic to creamers.
Right. So the thing is, with the wheat, you want to get what they call nashoy, which is wheat-free, and it's raw. So you can get that, because not everybody has to be what I say. Everybody doesn't have to be on a plant-based diet. Right. They can, if that's what they did, but they can also be on a raw diet. And what a raw diet means is you're getting close to nature in its natural form. And that's either a paleo diet or
the raw paleo one. Yeah, exactly.
So there's raw butter that you can eat, but you got to get grass-fed raw butter, not the processed. Now, even that, you can actually find wheat in butter. You can also find wheat and I'm trying to think what else. Cereals. You can find wheat and what else are they doing? These rice mix, and you got to be able. There's wheat berries that people use and they sprout, and hard wheat that they sprout, and they have these the sprouts that comes up as greens. So they're not good. But wheatgrass has nothing to do with the wheat. Wheatgrass is something totally different, and your body can digest, but wheatgrass actually cleans out the body and flushes out the body and give the vitamin B12, which the body needs. on a plant-based diet. So
Right.
that's good. But I was saying that even the cheese, even the milk products like the hemp milk sometimes have wheat in it. Sometimes the coconut milk has wheat in it. Wheat turns up in the most weirdest things in your snacks, in
Right.
your rice products, in your actually even in some of your vegetable products, they mix it in together. Even in some coconut oils, because they have
Right.
buckwheat and they have barley. These are known to be connected to gluten, and these are gluten issues. It builds up mounds like, you go like people that eat seitan. Seitan is
Mhm.
made from glutinous
Can you
wheat
stop,
flour.
please?
And they make it and they make it and ferment it and keep wrapping it up and they cut it up in meat chunks, which is good. But if you have a wheat allergy, it's not. It actually makes your stomach bloat up. It actually puts your body in starvation mode and actually hinders it from actually digesting food that are good. So when you're putting the good food in your stomach, it's actually leaching all the vitamins from it and making your body go into starvation mode. And it makes you
Mm.
irritable. It also causes your body to actually break down and build up different gases in your body. Everybody has a different reaction
That's
than
a great one with the gas part. No, I'm serious. That's really great with the gas part because a lot of times, you can have this food and it's just sitting on your stomach and you can't really digest it.
right. And when it sits there, when wheat sits in your system for a period of time, it actually food turns into sugar. Wheat turns
Right.
into sugar, it breaks down in carbohydrates, and that turns into an alcohol. So you see, some people actually get drunk from eating wheat. Their body
Yeah.
is like it's like an alcohol. Your body gets
I
drunk.
think that's what my doctor was talking about is that if I was having some alcoholic drinks like with my 5-star meal, and it's most times I am. So I think I also need to be looking at some alcohols that are actually, quote unquote
Wheat free.
healthy for you.
Right. So what you can do, there's organic wine, and you want to visit the facility or talk to the facility or find out, do some research. I always tell
Yeah,
people do
exactly.
research. What you do is you go in and you find out how they process their wine, how long it aged, and what kind of barrels they even use. Because also the pesticide and herbicide might be also irritating your stomach as well. So that does not
Yeah.
help. But it's Americans' wheat that is causing a problem. If you go to Europe, it doesn't have the same effect on our body, or it doesn't have the same effect on mine and a couple of others. We're noticing when we go overseas to Europe, we're not having that same reaction when we eat the pastas, the
Right.
cakes. It's different. It's because how we processing our food over here, where they do in Europe. Europe, they try to get closest as possible. They take their wheat straight to the mill. Well, we don't do that anymore. We take it to the mill, but it gets in the sit and it's all that pesticide and all that spray on that poor wheat that had vitamins to it. And then we decide, okay, we're going to make this into a flour, and it's going to sit in the
Mm.
mill for God only knows how long and how many things. But also we bleach our wheat. We also
Right.
process it so it's nice and white. If you get flour, it should be brown. It should be a wheat consistency. So I tell people, well, they said, what can I do? You got your rice flour, you got your hemp flour, you got your garbanzo beans, you got your almond meal or your almond flour, and there's different kinds. You got your walnut, you got your coconut flour, you got what else? Bean flour,
Yep.
meaning the pinto beans. You can make these, all this stuff that you can make, and you even got oat flour that can be
Right.
used as a consistent to replace the things you cannot eat. Now, if you don't want to eat wheat, you can also use quinoa flour. So you start replacing all these things, and you can make quinoa pasta, quinoa cereal, quinoa cakes, quinoa muffins,
Right.
There's so many things that you can do, and it doesn't make your body break down, but they're also higher in protein, which your body and your muscle needs when you're actually losing weight and when you're building muscle mass in your body as a youngin or as an elder
So,
or as you're exercising.
so I want to ask you, so if I think about what wheat is or whatever, and I want to think about like the stuff that I have in my kitchen, could
Uh-huh.
you like give me 5 things that I probably have in my kitchen that I could avoid just to support myself of not having, you know, that wheat in my life?
Okay. Number one, we said soy. Okay. That
Okay,
seems to
so
be
the
in
soy
everybody.
sauce.
Right. Soy sauce.
Okay,
Get, like I said, get no soy, which is made a mushroom-based soy sauce or amino acid. Okay. That's from Dr. Bragg's. Another
oh,
one
like
would,
the Brags, I like that one.
right. Look at your reaction. There is no wheat in that. It's amino acid, and that's what our body needs, amino acids. Another thing would be any pre-packaged like biscuit, pancake mix, biscuit, pancake mix, and cake flour. And what you would
Okay,
do is replace it with gluten-free, all-purpose flour. So not only am
so
I
brown.
right, and it has flax seeds in it. It has
Okay.
garbanzo rice, brown rice. These are the things that it has in it, and it has baking soda already and baking powder. So you can make
Mhm.
pancake mix, cake mix, muffins, whatever you want out of it. But if you're adventurous, then you make your own. You know, like put all the flours that you like in there, and you can use it. And just you experiment.
So you said
Another thing,
multi-purpose,
I say all purpose.
all-purpose.
All
Okay,
purpose. All
all-purpose.
purpose.
Okay.
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 And get rid of all your all purpose flour as well.
Okay.
Any flour that says flour, and it doesn't necessarily have to say wheat. It'll say
So let
flour.
me ask you this. So does that mean that when I go to this restaurants or whatever, that if something has got flour on it, say it's fried in flour, that that's not good either?
Correctamundo.
Okay.
Unless it's fried in rice or rice coating, and anything with breadcrumbs. Bread
Right.
is another thing. Bread is made from wheat.
Right.
Unless it's made from rice, spelt, um, what is another one? Spelt, farro, Farro, bread. These are breads or multi-grain, any multi-grain is going to have wheat in it. So you want to
Right.
avoid them. So what you do is you get crackers, get rice crackers. If you need to
Oh,
replace your
rice crackers.
breadcrumbs, rice crackers,
Yeah.
and crumble them up with some parsley and some different seasonings. There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
That
because people
replaces
always
that.
say you're supposed to eat whole grain and this and that.
Well,
And
the
you think
whole
that's the
grain is
healthiest
good
one
until you get to the wheat. The
until you
wheat,
get to
when
the
you
wheat
take out the
part.
wheat and replace it with like quinoa flour or garbanzo flour, you want to stay even from buckwheat. Buckwheat is
So
not
what
good.
I'm
People
really hearing from you is that you really got to change the flour on how you fry your food or bread it up in any kind of way.
correct the mundo. You don't want to
Okay.
use the same thing. If you're going to fry, bake it, and there's a way to bake it. Like I said, make your own crust. You can even use potato chips. Get some all natural potato chips that you baked yourself and have them crunchy. Put them in the what is that, food processor where they get all crunchy, and put some rice chips in there, put some seasoning, and put it in a container. There you go. When you do your little egg wash or do whatever you do to make it stick, what you do is you put it in the oven, and that way you avoid the fried, to make it also that it's sustainable, that you don't even have to get the fried oil in it. It's baked and it still has that crunch. Because that's what we're all looking for,
Yep.
that crunch. And
Well,
people
you're
say,
looking
oh,
for the crunch, yeah.
so when people like use buttermilk, instead of using buttermilk, you can get any of the milks. Now, the milk that has the most thickness is actually soy. So what you do is take vinegar or apple cider vinegar and put it in there.
Mm-hmm.
And what it does, it
In the
curls it
milk?
up naturally.
In the
So
milk?
in the milk.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and it'll make it thicker. So what you do is you dip it in the soy. Or you can dip it in coconut milk. You know what I mean? But you gotta
Yeah.
make, like I said, I don't like canned because it's processed and they add stuff to it. So I make everything from scratch. So I'll get coconut, I'll scrape out the meat, I'll take the coconut water from there, and I make my own coconut milk. There you go. Voila, it's done and it's beautiful. Just like with rice. If you get your rice, you can soak your rice in water, and basically what you do is you cook it. Actually cook the white rice, brown rice, I mean, and put a little bit of water and blend it up. And guess what? And you pour it through a little sleeve. Guess what? You got rice milk. Simple.
Oh.
Same thing what you do with nut milk. You get your nut milk, your nuts. You get, say, 1 cup of nuts, of raw nuts. And what you do is put 2 cups of water to your almond milk, and you blend it up until it becomes fine, really fine. And then you pour it through a cheesecloth or a sleeve, and you'll see all the the residents from the nuts. And then you take that and you actually put it in the dehydrator or put it in the oven. And then as it dries out, you can put it in a food processor. Guess what? Now you have almond flour.
Right.
So people's like, it's expensive. No, it's not expensive. It's just how do you go about maybe making sure that you use everything from this nut and you waste nothing and you get fibrous and it cleans out your system and it helps your system. And I want to tell people out there, when you get your almonds, soak your almonds at least for 20 minutes. If you can't, we like to do them overnight, but 20 minutes, because then the enzymes that are inhibited as they're raw, it won't scrape and cause you gastro problems. They can lead to gastro problems. You having stomach problems if you eat them raw without soaking. That's very
Oh,
important.
the nuts.
Yes. Always soak your nuts because they have enzymes to prevent them from growing, but they scrape your stomach and cause gastro problems when they're eaten
Yeah.
raw, not soaked or sprouted.
Because that was the other thing that I wanted to make sure we're touched on, is that you're talking about the gas or whatever that also builds up in the stomach when you eat those foods. Because you
Right.
think about it, it's like, oh my God, am I, like lactose intolerance or what was that I ate? You know what I'm saying?
Right, and the lactose comes from the sugars, just the sugars from the milk. Now, I was a child, I was not raised on milk. I was raised on soy milk. I was raised on, I didn't drink milk as a kid. And I know that's like really abnormal, but I would eat cheese and I could eat ice cream, but milk in its natural form, unless it was raw milk, okay, let me rephrase that. Unless it was raw milk straight from the cow from the farm, my body would not react very well. So what I do is I tell people, make sure when you are getting milk, and some states it's illegal to get raw milk. Can you hear me over there? Oh, she's asleep. Some states it's, illegal to get raw milk, and some states it's not illegal to get raw milk. So if you're lucky enough to be able to get a farmer and actually get milk, buy raw milk in its natural state, if you can, from a trusted farmer. That way it doesn't have the gases like it did, because you're realizing
Right.
the milk is actually causing the homogenized milk is actually causing people to have gastro problem as well with their tummy. So if
Right.
you can get that, get it, because the sugars in it is not breaking down, and that's because it's being denatured. So when you get it
So
raw,
Food
it's in its
Alchemist.
natural form.
So
Say
Miss
that again, love?
Alchemist, I
Yes.
got to scram right now because my friend wants me to take her home. But this is the thing, is that I learned something very powerful from you today. And what I learned from you is that I really got to get it going with that breaded stuff up in there. You know what I mean? No, I'm serious. To change the flour and how you do the food. You know what I'm saying? How you fix it up and fry it up or bake it up or whatever you're going to do. And that just
Right.
because you're at a restaurant or whatever doesn't mean that you can't tell them, hey, I don't want mine fried in that flour. I don't want you to, just want you to leave it plain, or or put some
Right.
natural lemon on it or something. But you know what I mean? The whole thing is that to be careful on how they're cooking the food is what I'm hearing from you.
Correct.
And that
Always,
and that I need to be
always
careful of
talk to
that.
your chef. Always talk to your chef and explain that you have allergies. If you're going to a good restaurant, a chef will sit down and listen and take that in consideration and make a adaptation for you. And that they want to appease the customer and for you to come back again so that you can tell your
So
friends what they did for you.
so what is the proper way of doing that? Do you call the people ahead and tell them, hey, Miss Dorothy Doctor is coming to eat at your fancy restaurant? And then
No, when you go to a
you
restaurant,
got food
you sit
allergies?
down, you look at the menu, and
Right.
see, and read it. If it says fried, if it says anything breaded, if it says that it comes, even the bread that comes out to your table, you might want to
Yeah.
say, I can't take this bread. Do you have something? Do you have any accoutrements that I could actually eat? Accoutrements is just something to whet your appetite, and that's what bread usually is. What you do is they'll
Right.
give you some carrots or celery for
Right.
people that don't know. So what you do is just read over the menu and just familiarize with yourself what has bread in it, what doesn't, and look at it. Even ask if their cheese has wheat in it, because some people don't know. Some cheeses are actually made with wheat products, and you
Yeah.
wouldn't think that. And some of their milk, and just say, look, I have some questions. Would you mind answering? And then they will, and then say, well, I have a wheat allergy. Is there any way that you can accommodate me? Or you
Right.
can call ahead of time and ask them what they have that you would be able to enjoy at their restaurant ahead of time. So there's two different ways. Because supposing you go to a restaurant and your fiance takes you out, or your husband takes you out, or whoever takes you out, and you're going to sit down in a restaurant. Do you really have time to call that restaurant and say that you have an allergy to see what you can
No.
eat?
No, you
Right.
don't.
Right.
No.
So if you do and you know it enough time, call. But if you don't, these are the guidelines you do. Look at it, read over carefully. Remember cheese, anything processed, anything that
Right.
has milk, and breading, coating. If anything that says coating or coated
Yeah.
with, then you know. Call out, well, could you explain this to me? And they will.
Right.
A good restaurant will explain it to you. No
I
problem.
got you. I got you. That's
There you
overly
go.
clear, Miss Alchemist. Yeah, I needed that today.
Okay.
So I
No
really
problem.
appreciate you.
I do
I'm gonna
too.
scram
Thank you,
for
love.
right now. I really
Huh?
appreciate you inviting me. I still got some moving stuff to get on. No, I'm serious. I appreciate you inviting me because I just started getting on this Google Hangout. So I've been doing some of this stuff with the Hangout, the hang with people. So I
Okay.
have 3 friends. So I'm gonna add you to the list. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. Awesome.
So but
Awesome.
hopefully we're not playing in there. Hopefully it's all about business.
There you
Yeah,
go. See, I don't make it
exactly.
public anymore because I had
I
someone
hear you.
actually do something very perverted.
I hear
So
you,
you
girl.
got to be careful.
Yeah, you gotta
That I
keep it.
did learn.
Yeah, you gotta keep
So,
it clean up in there. Yeah.
yeah, especially when you're talking about food.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Well, girl, I love you so much. Thank you for sharing what I needed and also giving me confirmation of something that that could be transformed in my life. So I really appreciate that, girl.
no problem, sweetie.
Love
Anytime, I'll
you.
support you. Love
Yes, I
you.
know you do. You already been doing. I see you. I feel your spirit up in there. Love you.
Okay.
Okay, bye
Now,
bye.
ladies and bye. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now that we're getting on, we're going to do this, and we got more exciting things going on for us. As you can see, I'm always turning my head and trying to get things going on. Um, and I'm going to be presented to everyone, as we can see. No, I'm not going to stop presenting. So I'm trying to figure out what I did. So sometimes this thing, you do all kinds of stuff, and it helps me understand what I'm doing from time to time, ladies and gentlemen. So we've been on for about good 30 minutes, and I wanted to clarify some things about some things that you can replace with, like spelt. It's spelled spelt. Spelt. Pharaoh is spelled Farro, and that's been around since Egyptian times for your body in healing, and it helps your body. You can actually get that and grind that up, make a flour out of it. Excuse me, make a flour out of it. The spelt, you can make a bread with it. And if you go into the freezer section, they do have gluten-free bread but they're in the freezer. I forgot the name of the company that has them, but they're made with spelt, and they're also made with quinoa, and it has multigrain. So your multigrain bread, you want to read in case it does have wheat in them. But the grains you want to look for, which are really good: quinoa, garbanzo beans, pinto beans, black beans. These all can be made with bread. Brown rice. And also you want to be careful of the milk products of any kind of upsetting your stomach from the syrups they're using, from the preservatives. So say you cannot actually get a hold of the products and you can't get everything fresh. So you want to read your cans, you want to read your pre-packages, and even though I think the liver you are, the more fresh and wholesome you get is the better that you get with your food, I want you to understand that I understand that you don't always have time to can and package and do stuff like go shopping on a Saturday and package everything Saturday evening to Sunday to make sure you have a meal. So since you can't do that and you have to go in your freezer section, get as close as possible where there's no products kind of added. It's just frozen or what we call flash freeze, if possible. Watch out for the sodium content in there. And that's for my, high blood pressure people, and also my people that are diabetic. You want to make sure it doesn't have any sugar in there. That's also for, these are health things that you want to be careful of. Look and see how they're packaging it. Also, you want to make sure the can that they're using is not packed in aluminum. They have been changing, or I've been told they're going to be changing within the next 10 to 15 years because aluminum has been linked to cancer. So we want you to be aware of these recipes that you can do and how they can be helpful to you when you do gluten-free. You even have wheat and actually in chocolates, which people were telling me about. So you got to even be aware of your packaging for your chocolates, for your cocoa. I mean, there's wheat in there. And it's easy because they say wheat is a cheap filler, and it fills your body up, it fills your tummy up, and it's been making your body feel the sweat. It's also in cheese products, as you heard me say. It's also in some milk products that they have. Even some vegan products or vegetarian products you'll find wheat in, because wheat is not a animal product, it's a plant-based product. So you want to be careful of that. You want to be able to read all your sweeteners, read all your packaged stuff, all your cans. And also we can also be put in toothpaste. I seen the other day that really shocked me. I was like, oh my gosh, they have wheat and actually in toothpaste? What the heck? That is it's like a no-no. So you want to be aware of, besides saying you don't want this in your food, you don't want it in your toothpaste, because guess what? When you're brushing your teeth, you're also digesting that product. Even if it's a little bit and you're spitting it out, you're still digesting the wheat particles that's in that toothpaste in your mouth. So you'll be surprised. Wheat shows up in all kind of places, from fruit cups to snacks to rice products to prepackaged products. to all kinds of things that you would never know. And they're like, well, what do we do? Like I said, you got other products out there. You got your brown rice. You can make your brown rice flour. You got your rice flour. You got your rice glutinous flour, which I didn't even know they had, that I found in Mekong and Mesa in an Asian market store, which is very good. And also to replace it, you can also make tamales and fill them up with corn masa. That can be done. So to replace that, since you're saying you're missing the bread, you can also use lettuce to replace the bread filling. If you can't find rice bread, or if you can't find quinoa bread, or if you don't have time to make it. There's different products that you can use that are friendly, healthy. You can make your own nuts. You can also make your own candies with this. You can make something as a simple snack as making macarons. Um, Macarons, which was with coconut, and I would use some almond, and I use egg replacement or flax seeds. I use that with a little bit of agave. Or I make a macaron, raw macaron, which is just almonds and a little bit of agave stressed up, put in dehydrator, and I make a little thumbprint, and I put my homemade raspberry in there, or blueberry or blackberry or whatever I want in there. And guess what? Voila, guess what I have? I have a beautiful, 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 beautiful raspberry tart, or thumb candy, a cookie. So you can make almond cookies, or you can make an almond cake. So these things, or you can make a all-purpose gluten-free biscuit. These are things that you can get. You can even make donuts out of it. So there's different things. Your body is uh, not going to starve or miss stuff, because everything has a replacement, just like eggs have a replacement, from flaxseed to baking soda and baking powder mixed together with some water and tar sauce, um, tartar sauce. I forgot the name of it but these are things that can be replaced. So you're not going to miss much out of these products. You're going to be able to use a lot of stuff like brown rice and flour, like that. That's like everybody's main staple of making pancakes, muffins. Well, there's a replacement: gluten-free all-purpose flour, rice flour, quinoa flour, farro flour, spelt flour. These are all names of flours that you can replace them with, that makes your body hums and a lot better, and you get nutrients and it sings. Also, you can use cornmeal, polenta, garbanzo beans, flour. These are all things, again, coconut. If you're not allergic to coconut, I mean, some people have an allergy to coconut, and it might be because it's processed. I'm learning that the same thing with coconut oil. Some people are allergic to coconut, but it's because it's processed. So you want to be able to avoid some of those things, like the coconut flour, and it's not being processed, and actually making your own. And how you can do that, again, is put in a coconut meat on a dehydrator, and basically letting it hydrate, and actually use the food processor and ground it up, and it comes beautiful, and it's a beautiful white things. And because it's scraped, you also see some little specks from the back of the coconut, which is really good. And if you're ever at Mihong, you can get 12 coconuts. Are you hearing me? A case of coconuts, Thai coconuts. Are you hearing me? For $12.99. $12.99. That's Thai coconuts. They're white. You can cut them off, eat the flesh, drink the flesh. Not the flesh, cut the outside on, but the inside, the meat, you eat and drink the water. And you can also make coconut milk with that. And that lasts about 7 days. So you make it a little bit at a time. So that's another thought. So if you're having tummy issues, like I said, the lactose, you might want to try that. You want to replace your milk with other milk. For my animal or carnivores, meat eating people, they might want to use goat milk or sheep's milk. But for other people, there's soy milk, non-GMO soy milk. You got your hemp milk. You got your oat milk. You got your walnut milk. You got your pumpkin seed milk. You got your hazelnut milk. You got your almond milk. You got your walnut milk. You got coconut milk. You got all these milks that you can use, and rice milk, which I told you how you can make, and very simple, very easy to make. So don't be sitting in the corner, and they don't break down, they don't hurt your stomach unless you do not. If you get raw nuts, please soak your nuts. It's very important to soak the nuts so the enzymes that is inhabiting the nuts, that they can break free and actually sprout, and also so that it's not harmful to your stomach and scraping your stomach and cause you gastro problems too. So you want to be able to have that uh, ability to be able to eat things that are functioning for your body. So what about pasta? You can make pasta with quinoa. There's quinoa flour. There's also Jerusalem artichoke flour, which is beautiful, that is made with no wheat product. And you will see it's beautiful. It has vegetable enriched spinach pasta, carrot pasta. You can actually use these grains that actually makes these pastas, and you will not be missing what people, say that you might miss. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to miss them at all, because you have them and they're just wonderful. They help your body heal, helps your body replace. Also, you want to start drinking kombucha to help the stomach. And sometimes it's because we have candida. Sometimes we're also, your stomach could be because you're not removing all the fecal matter out of your stomach, and your stomach you're constipated. There's a lot of issues going on with your tummy. These are just some of the things that they can actually, from actually having wheat or gluten and all this stuff, can cause mood problems, make you moody, make you irritable, not a very happy person. The bathroom is your best friend. All these things that um, make you miserable. And you're thinking, what in the world can I do to help my body get better? And incorporating live cultural vegetables in your diet, like homemade sauerkraut, homemade kimchi. Also, when you're going through the cold and the flu season, I give you a testimony of the Master Tonic video you guys might have seen me do or didn't do. If you want to go check it out at Food Alchemist on YouTube. I showed you how to make a Master Tonic. I showed you, I'm hot. I'm sorry, that's why I'm scratching. When I get hot, I scratch. As you see, Master Tonic. My son was sick. He got sick and didn't want to. Mom's concoctions like Master Tonic, kimchi, and all this other stuff. And I told him, after making a Master Tonic, you need to actually go and take this Master Tonic. It's take a tablespoon. Keep taking a tablespoon. Keep taking a tablespoon. And my son was like, okay. He took the Master Tonic. It had natural probiotics in it. As you guys know, I love turmeric, so I put a little turmeric in it. Like mine is just a little different. It's not like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I got to add a little something in there. So what I did is I put it together. He went in, he took it. He just kept scooping it down, and he started feeling better. He said, Mom, my throat is feeling better. But also, I must admit, I also make herbal supplements for the body to actually cleanse out the body. And I put them all in there to help your body heal, like hibiscus, golden seal, and myrrh. And I gave him that, and I told him to take 3 capsules along with cascara sagrada that'll help him move his bowel. So anything that is trapped in it will make him go bad, because he's being exposed to more people than ever. Not only is he in school, but he got a job in the public. He's taking people's money. And it's funny, soon as he got the job is when he got sick, like a week or so getting sick. And he's around a whole bunch of people and and he got sick. So I'm like, wow. So usually I have another remedy, which is honey, lemon, cayenne pepper mixed together with a little bit of ginger. That's my little master blaster as well. And it's raw honey, because, it's a natural antibiotic and it helps the body heal. And the cinnamon and the cayenne pepper actually cleans the blood, helps the blood heat out. But also the lemon helps break down phlegm and get rid of any bacteria. My favorite thing to do is eat grapefruits, eat oranges, and suck on lemons and honeys and cayenne pepper, and just mix stuff together. Just give you that shot to make you zing. Or if I have carrots, I'll make a carrot and ginger juice. That gives me my vitamin A, beta carotene, and the ginger is going to take out the nauseous, but warm up my blood and just take it to another level. You know what I'm saying? Take it to another level, which I'm grateful for. So these are some things, staples that you might want to have, like your Master Tonic, gluten-free flour, rice crackers, make kombucha or have kombucha there. You're like your ginger beer, because that helps your stomach, helps your body, and begins to heal with the natural probiotic in your body. So there are certain things that I tell you cannot do without. And you don't want to do without them, because you want your body to heal. You know what I mean? You want your body to heal. So you want to keep them going on for a good period of time. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure that you're in the right place at the right time with your body healing.
And you don't want to do without them.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I was going live and my thing picked up. So I'm live at more than one place, you guys, that you get to see me, hear me on the radio as well. So I want to bring you my sponsor. I'm looking for my assistant, Miss D'Angelo. Oh gosh. My sponsor is basically over there asleep. She's not waking up for me. She's supposed to be playing a commercial as we speak right now. I need a commercial. I'll tell you. And you guys will get to hear the commercial.
Welcome, everyone. This is your favorite Food Alchemist coming to you live. I have a show every Friday that you don't want to miss on Ustream TV and Blog Talk Radio. You know at 323
You went to sleep for
3312. We will talk about various things, from vibrations to colors to herbs. I will share recipes with you about the healing, what I want to do for you. But if you cannot make our show and must have a conversation with me, like to get an alchemy reading and to discover your other self of really getting involved with you, you can call me at 480-253-9407. That number again is 480-253-9407. That is the phone number you can call if you want to see some of my work, who I've worked with, some of the testimonies, and some of the videos that are just there live. You can go to www.CHESSOODALCHEMIST.com. That website again is www.CHESSOODALCHEMIST.com. is Chef Bessie Food Alchemist. We have posts and blogs and recipes on there. We also offer you wonderful alchemy treats, Kava Bliss Balls. We also offer valerian brownies that are gluten-free, sugar-free. What other delights you say we have? We also have an alchemy line of treatments for the body to pull in that inner goddess or God within you. We also have drawing positivity into you. So these are some of the things that you can find on this wonderful website. So why don't you go down and call that number?
480-253-9407 is the number that she meant to say again. Number again is 480-253-9407 is the number. Or the website, www.chefsessy.com. So for you people out there that didn't get it the first time, it is www.chefsessy.com. ChefSessyFoodAlchemist.com is the website to go to make an appointment with me and discuss more. And how I was saying what I do a kitchen raid and a house takeover. So I'm hoping that you'll stay tuned and that we'll see you again on another first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth show of the Food Alchemy on Google Plus, hanging out with you. So I hope you enjoyed this show and that you'll be able to call in live again at 347-996-5895 is the number. Number again is 347-996-5895. When we're live on Google, we're live on Blog Talk Radio. We love hearing from you. I love the people that have questions, and thank you for tuning in and thank you for listening. It has been a wonderful show and I am blessed. Your favorite food alchemist. Love, light, longevity, much prosperity to all of us. Have to say that.